Good evening on this rainy afternoon. Um, Depending on if you want to say good evening. My name is Dustin Floyd. I'm back with you guys again to ask a few questions. If you are a business owner, a legal business owner, where did your success begin? How did it begin? And what caused your spark of interest for whatever field that you're in? And what envisioned path of success are you trying to follow to get to where you want to get? Now, a physical picture that I can set in your mind, if you are not a business owner, okay. A business entity is basically like an invisible human being that's got an invisible bank account that goes to that invisible human being. Now, this is a weird way to put it, but this is for those very, very fresh beginners who don't have any picture in their mind whatsoever on business owning, management, direction, and success. Now, what I mean by that invisible entity, which represents a human that's got an EIN, which is an employer identification number, a business bank account, it's got general liability insurance, just like me having, okay, for an example, health insurance or insurance on me, period, and me having a bank account, and me having a vehicle, having insurance on that vehicle, and so on and so forth, and regular tax for that vehicle. Well, for a business, the business has that bank account, has that insurance, and has that vehicle with truck tags, commercialized tags. So there's your basic structure. Now, those of you who are fresh in your mind with a cloudy picture and don't know where to even start or where even to think. Now, I don't know it all. I'm not claiming to know it all. But my point here in this video is to get an understanding on a question for the experienced guys, to give a better picture to the non-experienced guys. Now, I'm kind of in the middle. There's veterans above me, so I'm still fresh and I'm still new, but I have a very decent idea on how things should function in a basic manner. Now, what I mean by that is you new guys, you very new guys who's not LLC'd, who's not business, who's under the table, if you're still working, you don't have to get an LLC's and, your limited liability company license immediately. Sit back and explore your options. Listen to us guys who are above you who actually are business owners, because we can help you as much as possible. Now, remember what I talked to you about and brought up to you about, the entity, bank account, the taxes, not to forget taxes. If you have any questions about taxes on how much to take out per transaction when you take the money into your business bank account, and then how you're supposed to pay outwards. Okay, now that also comes with a vendor's license. I'm not leaving that out either. And also, not only will you have to have, but you have to, eventually get trademarked and, copyrighted, so on and so forth, so you can protect your name. What else can I cover here? I had it in my mind. It literally just went away from me like that. Oh, payroll. Once you're LLC'd, you eventually want to set up payroll, because that's very important. Now, just like you work for an employer and you look at your pay stub and it says local, federal, state, local, federal, sorry. Taxes come out of that pay when you get paid, because your employer takes those taxes out so they can pay the state. Now, when it comes to the payroll for your business entity, you want to take local, state, and federal, or whatever you are subject to pay. Your Social Security, you have to pay into. There's a lot of taxes that go in and come out of a business. So that's why it's important to lead up to key advertisements, which, if you want to advertise, start out free. Don't pay for anything just yet. You want to start getting leads. So you want to start a generation of people who will supply a revenue for you to afford those taxes. So it goes from there. Now, I'm not perfect. Of course, maybe from what I heard, my grammar sucks. But that doesn't really matter, because that's completely irrelevant. I mean, like I said, nobody is perfect. Everyone's got a different perception on life itself. or a business or running a business, or there's things that you need to keep in mind, because those things that you keep in your mind will help you sharpen your thoughts so that way you can carve out a better path for success. Now, I'm an individual that's always leaning towards success every day that I wake up, and every time that I go home, and every time I sit down at that table. Every time I make sales, I take receipts and I'll write them down. I'll give the customer a copy. I'll keep a copy for myself. And then I'll take all that and I'll actually put it into my QuickBooks. For instance, like I said, QuickBooks, Intuit, payroll, that it's like $80 a month. All you got to do is just put your hours in, and then they do everything else from there for you. They take care of all that for you. So it's less of a hassle. It's also important to kind of get familiar with taxes before you hire an accountant. Because if you don't, and they're out of calibration and not in harmony with you and your business, there's a lot that can go wrong. So it's important to find an aggressive accountant that you can afford. So call around, advertise an accountant for hire. Now, if you have a family and you're the one working a main job, and your spouse can get a job replacing you working that main job so that way you can go run your business, please do. Don't just quit your job if you have kids, because you got to think about your kids and the roof over their head, which is very, very important. We're going on 6 minutes here. This is just a quick video giving an outline. I've been giving you guys more videos, this kind of the similar subject, every other video, because I want the new guys to keep it fresh in their mind, that if they have any questions, they can ask me. If I don't know, then I'll come and ask the veterans, which is what I was talking about, which is the veteran business owners. Now, these people, they're highly, experienced with the things that they know, because they were in my shoes once, and then they were in your shoes once, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Like I said, you don't have to be a god. You don't have to be perfect. Everyone handles everything differently, so don't go taking anything harsh. Past couple of days, I've been having English classes, I suppose. But no, I love helping people. I like seeing people succeed. I love, because I grew up with a hard life. I grew up not having a dad. I grew up without having anyone there to teach me the stuff that I should have been taught a long time ago, that I'm having to teach myself to this day. And honestly, it's been hard the past few years in my life. I'm actually hitting a breaking point of coming to realization that I don't need to rely on a father figure or somebody else, because if I surround myself with business owners and of like-minded people, of where I want my mind to be, I will calibrate myself to their level. And the more that I calibrate myself to their level, I'm able to take in, there's key bits of success that will fit my description that those owners have. That's why I always talk to bosses. I said, how do you do it? Why are you always so aggravated? Why are you always so stressed? Why? Do you see where I'm going with this? It's always important to take that bit of questioning. You ask the right questions, you get the right answers. You ask quality questions, you get quality responses. I've asked a few dumb questions. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone else